Welcome back, everybody, to the Student Voice Podcast. My name is Charity Blackwell, and I'm super excited to be your host for this evening. And I'm here with some amazing individuals, and we're going to get into some really meaningful and important topics that is brought to you by the I Succeed Academic Coaching Program, which is a program that provides academic and career coaching, access to tutoring, and other academic support opportunities for individuals who are interested and are going to continue their learning as adults. And so we're going to get into some topics today, but before we get into that, let me actually introduce the topic, which is financial freedom before, during, and after college. Does that really exist for minority students? So we're going to talk about juggling or struggling finances. But even before we get into that topic, I want to introduce these amazing folks that are with me that are going to be having these discussions with me. So they're going to introduce themselves, tell you how long they've been in the program, and tell you where they're from. Who'd like to go first?
Hey everyone, I'm Michelle. I'm a lifelong Washingtonian, and I have been with the program since it began.
Nice.
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Chiquita Green. I'm from DC, born and raised, and I've been with the program for about a year now.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Darshae Brown. I'm from DC, born and raised. And I think it's 1 or 2 years I've been with DC Futures. Yeah.
Hey y'all, I'm Evelyn. I've been with the program for 1 year. I'm a Washingtonian, and it's a pleasure.
That's awesome. Well, thank you all for being here for this topic that I personally am passionate about as someone who has 2 degrees and still paying off these student loans. You know what I'm saying? So I can answer the question all day, but I want to jump into it. So let's talk about it. Financial freedom before, during, after college. Does that really exist for minority students? Let's just start with that question. What does financial freedom look like? And do we feel like, does that actually exist for minority students?
That's a complex question because there's so many different layers what we're talking about. Number one is minority students. A lot of times we're juggling so many different loads that we have on, from parenting, from working, to being underpaid, undervalued. So when I look at financial freedom, it's like, hey, I might work hard, but am I getting compensated for my work? So now I have to juggle those finances to also include my education. So I'm taking from one aspect to the other and put into somewhere. So I'm still in the negative.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
And versus me, I am a re-enrolled student, and I have loans previously, so I'm still trying to play catch up. And thank God for this program that I never heard of until one of my professors told us to reach out to see if we qualify. And once I was approved, I was really excited. I was excited to know that there is a scholarship program that's out here for me, because I'm 44 years. Well, I'll be 44 years old.
No,
So,
crap.
and
What?
yes, and I've been
look good.
this college
Yes.
college experience for since 2005. So I'm really focused now, and I'm determined to finish with honors.
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
Yes, thank you. Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I think for me, I went to high school. I started in high school, so I got a loan from that. And I didn't think I would go to college, so I ended up going to college. And I'm like, I want to pay for school. And, looking at programs, looking at scholarships, am I going to get that scholarship?
Yeah.
So I went in, everything was paid off. I had to take off a semester or 2. And I just recently came back, and thank God for RC and, the DC Future Scholarship Program. They helped a lot, like pushing me, having that coach to have you be like, you can do it, talk about different topics, things that we should talk about. Because you deal with your own stuff. So when you're dealing with your own stuff and you try to be in school and you trying to work, and I'm a teacher, I'm an infant teacher. So me working with kids, I want to see them get to where I am and don't have to go through those things.
Yes.
So it's definitely a journey. This is a blessing to have
Yes,
this
Lord.
podcast. This is really good.
And then I just want to chime in when you say you work for early childhood. I think that's where we need to start talking about finances
Yes.
at an early age. We
Yeah.
cannot wait till later on and putting them in school in the
Yeah.
curriculum, right?
100%.
Yeah.
We need things,
They
right?
don't teach us the
Mhm.
how to live.
Mhm.
You know,
How to
we
be a
know how to
consumer.
survive.
Mhm.
They don't teach
We
you
know
how
how
to
to
be a consumer.
survive,
Mhm.
but how to live.
Mhm.
You know, once you get to where you need to get to, what do I do now?
Exactly.
You know, like
Exactly.
I've been through all of this, and I'm like, oh well, what am I to do? I gotta pay back all of this loan.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but this is
Exactly.
definitely
That's good.
to have.
Yeah, and as in a minority, we already starting from the negative end of things.
Yeah.
So now we're playing catch up that we have to run and hit that mark. And it's just so many different layers and barriers that's stacked up against us that, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah. But we're gonna get there.
That's
yeah,
right.
we are.
We're gonna get there.
It
Yeah,
said it's a living testament right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What's
It's
the test without a testimony?
Exactly.
We're going to pass the
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
That's the thing too.
And I think that's like that's so important what you're saying, what all of you are saying, but especially just knowing about, you know, financial literacy from a younger age, because if I could talk to younger Charity,
Mhm.
there's the things I would tell her about, like just decisions, you know, that I've made. You know, I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm really crying inside when I'm talking about my student loans that I owe back. But like, you know, just knowing that, you know, and I think a big piece of this is access to resources and knowledge. And I think what's really awesome about you all is that you've had someone or came across something that was like, this exists. And like when I grew up, I didn't know about a lot of scholarships. So it was easy for me to just be like, all right, let me just take this loan out. Let me take this loan out. But knowing what I know now, I'm like, wow, I wish I'd known that I could have gone this route, or I could have taken advantage of this. So how did y'all even find out about this opportunity? Because I think that's important for those who may be listening to, you know, understand how they can even go about getting resources. Sometimes it's lucky, like I just heard word of mouth, like I just heard it in passing, or maybe I was just scrolling on my phone and something came up. But how did y'all even learn about this and get access to even gain access to this type of opportunity?
I think I saw an advertisement on a bus riding by me one day.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's how I found out.
Wow.
And I went home and I looked it up, got my documents and stuff together, and I'm still here since it pretty much started. Yeah.
That is so
A
interesting.
bus was riding by.
Wow.
It said DC Futures.
Yeah.
And I think it was something in Spanish. I don't even read Spanish.
Wow.
But it said I could decipher a college, $8,000 something. And I was like, I want it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I want to go back to school. And I think that right there was the sign for me. Because it's like, dang, I want to go back to school, but do I really want to take that loan out?
Yeah.
Because they'll give you information on loans before they give you scholarships.
Exactly. It throws
So
loans in your
I was
face.
like, where's this money going to come from? And that 70 Metro bus went right by.
70. That's it.
70
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah. Georgia Avenue.
And it rolled right on by. And I could not read it. But I saw $8,000
Wow.
DC Futures. And I said, you know what? And again, that's where like the technology, you can pull your phone up right then and there and search what you needed to search.
Yeah.
And I saw what it was for, and I made that decision right then and there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so random.
Yeah.
It was so random.
Time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Yes.
That's sick.
I'm a firm believer that God does the will for a reason. And He brings people in our lives for a reason. How I found out about this program was through my anatomy and physiology teacher, professor. And he said, just apply. I'm going to put it out there, and, you know, and it's up to you if you want to apply. And I did. And here I am. So
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And I found out through this program, I was going to my mailbox and I had all this junk mail. Keep in mind, when I get junk mail, I throw it right in the trash. So I was like, let me go through this junk mail. I'm looking through the advertisements, looking at the food articles. Then I seen something slip out. And I was like, what's this? And then all of a sudden I seen DC Futures program set up to $8,000. I'm like, what's the qualifications?
That $8,000
It-
for
And then
everybody.
but that ain't kick it. It was the 1500. Yeah, the stipend. I said, you get a stipend to go to school too, and $8,000. I said, I said, this got to be a rig. So immediately I sent the email over, and then they sent me an application, and that's what it was. I was like, okay, I'm gonna gather all my documents. Hey, that's how it started.
It's like,
it was.
I cried.
Yeah,
because it does free that money up in your. I mean, a lot of us, for real, wouldn't go back to school without it.
That's a fact.
I wasn't gonna go back to school.
So it does. That stipend, even though it's not much, that's my phone bill money every month. That's my phone bill money. I work full time. I have kids full time. You know, I go to school. That $125 that I get every month is my it comes in handy.
Yeah, and so that did free us financially, far as the financial freedom. It helped because it's like now I don't have to use all of this to go back.
I can spend that $125 that I'm spending out of my own pocket. I can now put that money towards my life insurance. With the climate of DC, anything could happen. So it does help.
That's real. That's real. And I think that's so important because there's a lot of aspects to the program, but I think the one thing that is very telling is that people want to learn. People want to, and I think there's this narrative that, oh, folks just don't want to go to college. Folks just too lazy. And it's like, maybe that was a case back in the day when college was like not as expensive as it is now. But a huge piece of it is that, no, I can't afford to go to it. Like, I would love to go back, but I'm like, I still got debt. Like, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate because also even thinking about after you, like you're saying, like, what now? Now I've got this degree. Now what? And what I do like about the program, what I've been hearing is like the coaching that you're getting and all that good stuff. But you know, after that, like, 30s. Yeah. After that, like, what is the next step? So I think I will end with this question, and I think that we'll transition on. Sorry, this is very fruitful. I was like, how are we gonna talk about this? But this has been very fruitful. So, what is your why? I know I said it's going to end with this, but this is a really powerful question. I love the answers I've been getting. What is your why? Why? What was that moment that says, you know what?
I like
that's what I want to do. Yeah, you got to, Lisa. Go ahead.
Yes. Why is for me because God have a purpose on my life. I've been in nursing for so long, since 2005, and it always been a passion for me. You know, and to see, for my sons to see me as building. So it's family, to serve the community, to give back to the community, and to know that nursing is very essential, and it's to help people. And that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to love one another, be there for one another, and, you know, have compassion and empathy and all the above. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. What else? Anyone else got to share that? I know you.
My why is, it's a lot, but I'm gonna try to sum it up. When I was in school, I had an IEP. I didn't understand why I was an IEP, but it came to me as me working with these younger kids, seeing them physically develop, seeing them get to these different stages, trying to help them as early as possible. Because if I would have got that help, I would have went to college. I would have went to do, and I love doing hair, but I wouldn't have went to do hair. I see my purpose, but I had to go like that, so I can understand why I'm where I am. So now I'm here working with kids. Of course, I want to open up something. I don't know exactly what it will be, but that's my why.
We got a lot of similarities. Because I started out with went back to school for hair.
Yeah.
But see, I went for free. I went to Blue State.
Yeah.
I went for free. Yeah. And it's like I want to do something. I want to do so much more. And I want to open up something too. I'm in school for infant toddler education.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like, you know, we got a lot of similarities, but, you know, for me, the why is because I ain't got to pay for it. That's why I'm going back. I ain't got to pay for it.
I love it.
You know, and I think that's the biggest barrier for me. Nothing else. I love the reading, the writing, the studying part about it, the accountability, the responsibility. I love it all. but I just ain't got paid for it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think that right there was the deciding factor
Yeah.
for me. I ain't got paid for it.
Yeah.
I hear that.
You know.
I hear that.
In my why, as a Black woman, I want to break the barriers of this broken system that we heavily rely on. So if I become more empowered with my finance, then guess what? Each one teach one. And I can teach someone else along the journey called life. Because it's not hard, but we navigating it.
Yeah.
We do it together. You know, we always
Yes.
can learn from, you know, people put, like you said, God put people in your lives. They put you in places for certain reasons. And, you know, like we all in a room here together for a reason today.
That's facts.
You know, so
That's facts.
I ain't got paid for it.
Well, listen, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I am so happy that you took time to have this really meaningful conversation. I feel like I'm around some powerhouses right now. And I commend you all on taking that step and continuing your education, because I know that, you know, like you said, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So, you know, once you out there and you doing your thing, somebody's going to be watching this and hopefully it's like, you know what, this is the motivation I needed. I need to see these sisters up here give me this type of advice. So hopefully folks can take some nuggets away from this conversation. And I appreciate y'all for being here.
Thank
you.
Yes. God bless.
All right.
Yes.
That's a wrap.
Amen.